Good evening and welcome back to Let's Play Along the Edge. When we left off last time, things basically came to a head. We decided to stand up to Yves Malta with the backing of a lot of the workers from the sawmill. We kind of called his bluff. I think we honestly had things well in hand, but then Mr. Bortine kind of freaked out and shot him. So let's see if Mr. Malta is alive or not. Alright, what do we got going on here? Spring. Oh, that's a bit of a jump. We were in... Well, we finished at December, so we were... Yeah, okay. How did it all wind up? I just had confirmation for my flight. I'll leave tomorrow morning. Oh, Mom's heading out again? So, will you manage without me? We're in the garden, Mom and I, enjoying the first days of sunshine with a coffee. A couple of months ago, this question, instead of being rhetorical, would have been a tricky one. Not anymore. Since the incident with Yves, the Maltese have been very discreet. Please tell me he didn't die. They say in the village that Yves doesn't leave the city hall much anymore, and that his convalescence was difficult. Okay, so good. He didn't die. I do feel kind of crappy that he had a difficult convalescence, because it is sort of awful that, you know, our warden shot him. There really wasn't a need for that. I mean, I feel like, seriously, Daphne, she'd called his bluff. It was gonna be okay. He would have been a bigger thorn in our side, but I guess this works out. Like, he's not gonna be a problem anymore. What about Mr. Bortine, though? I mean, he did shoot a man. I don't know what the future holds, but I really hope that the storm is finally behind me. Daphne? Oh, sorry, Mom. Yes, sure, don't worry. I think I'll manage without you. We're interrupted by Mrs. Bortine coming back from the courthouse. All right. She's coming toward us with a smile that must mean good news. Okay. Whew. I mean, I'm kind of two minds. Her husband did shoot somebody. He really did shoot somebody, and that's terrible. I don't know. I'd feel bad, like, if he had to go to jail. Could I feel bad? A part of me would feel bad if he had to go to jail just because he's been so nice to us. But at the same hand, on the other hand, I mean... He would deserve it. It would be just. He shot somebody. So, what's the verdict? He was discharged. With the number of people who witnessed in his favor, the judge didn't really have a choice. But what did they say? Because there really wasn't any justification for shooting Yves. I guess he was threatening their jobs, but he wasn't threatening physical harm to anybody. In the end, what made the scales tip to the side of self-defense is the testimony of Mr. Tavernier, a worker of the sawmill. He swore under oath he had seen Yves Malta take a knife from his pocket. That didn't happen. He lied under oath. I don't feel good about this. That's not justice done. I guess that, for once, no bribe could have changed the verdict. Mr. Bortine must be relieved. I know that Yves Malta was a bad guy, and he bullied the villagers. He really did. They had reason not to like him. I mean, he was threatening their jobs. Just because they wanted to come and say nice things to Mom after her injury. Like, come on. But I don't know. I don't feel good about this one. Because Mr. Bortine didn't really have justification to shoot him, and he really shouldn't have gotten away with it. But I also can understand why the townsfolk, after having been bullied and living in fear of this man for so long, who'd been abusing his power, I could see where when they get the chance to kind of depose him, then they would. You know, he's not a threat anymore. They took care of it. I don't know. It's not... I don't know, I can't really feel good about it, but I guess it is what it is, so, I mean, what's Daphne going to do about it at this point? So move on, I guess, you know? Try and make life work out. Oh, sure, miss. He wanted to stay home to rest, but I came right away to tell you the good news. I mean, it's really selfish, but these two have been good to me, so I'm kind of glad that they'll get to stay, and that he doesn't have to go to jail or anything, but... And he did shoot Yves because he didn't like him personally, but also because he's feeling very protective of us and Mom. Not that I want a trigger-happy person feeling protective of me, necessarily, but... ugh. Gilbert, since you're here, could you give me a hand? I have some luggage to move down. Why don't you just do it yourself, Mom? Of course, madam, show me. I follow them with my eyes as they go inside the house. I pour myself another coffee, and I stay there, daydreaming. That's when I see a tall blonde figure going up the path. Clotilde? I don't think that's Selene. She comes towards the castle at a determined pace, but, seeing me in the garden, forks in my direction after a moment of hesitation. All right, you, let's have it out. Hello, miss. I was about to ring, but when I saw you, I allowed myself to come to you directly. All right. Clotilde Maltaire seems very ill at ease, and to have exchanged her haughtiness for a dose of humility. Really? You know what? We're moving ahead with life. It's spring. It's a new year. I'll extend an olive branch. Let's try and smooth everything over, stop being enemies, and just put it all behind us. We can each just leave each other alone and move on with our lives. Clotilde, what a surprise. Can I offer you some coffee? No, thank you, but if you would give me a minute of your time. All right? I'm intrigued, for certain. Yeah, I'm listening. I let out an unintentional sigh and tell her to sit. No, this should be... I'm sure whatever she has to say, it doesn't sound like she's come to be mean to us, so perhaps she'll give us some kind of information that'll give us a greater understanding of certain things. You know, this could be valuable. I'm listening. Daphne, I admit it. I underestimated you. I would never have believed, seeing you, that you would have stood up to my husband for so long, and that you'd be so appreciated in passing by our little community. Come on, Clotilde, don't soft-soap me. I don't think you're the kind who apologizes. You're right. It might be because I didn't have to apologize for anything for a very long time. Besides, as you might have guessed, I'm not here for that. I'll get straight to the point, if you don't mind. I came right away after the end of Mr. Bortine's trial, but the verdict wasn't a surprise, and I've been mulling over this for a while now. What, are we going to work out how our families are going to proceed? I mean, we do both still live here, so we got to find some kind of way to work around each other. You know my husband. He has his defects and his qualities. Something tells me you don't see it this way, but I assure you Yves has a good heart, despite what you might think. I'm about to interrupt her, but she stops me with a wave of her hand. Please, Daphne, could you be kind enough to hear me out before insulting me? Okay. I'm game. You were really insulting to me before, but I am fascinated, so... It might surprise you, but let me tell you something, will you? All right. I've never really believed in all these witchcraft stories. I mean, they are pretty fantastical. Oh, I can clearly see their benefits, but let's be serious for a moment. A minute. Yeah, it's pretty much superstition. I am glad to hear you say it. I do want to stick to the side of science. Now, I know that her daughter came to us with a story about her father talking to a shadowy figure, and that is pretty creepy. But, you know, it could be a trick of the light. It could be just that he was doing this ceremony and there wasn't anything magic going on there. The fact enough that he was doing this ceremony and saying my mom's name is enough for me to consider him an enemy. So even, I mean, because he's showing that even if he doesn't actually have the power to harm her, he certainly wanted to. But yeah, let's stick with science. Thank you for being straight with me, but you're only confirming my suspicions. Yes, you're a scientist after all. I guess nothing can shake your indefectible belief in science, can it? Nothing that's just vague and tenuous. I need solid proofs. There's an awkward silence. Anyway, sorry to be blunt, but your view on the issue doesn't interest me at all. Fair enough, so what did you come here to say? However, you might have noticed that my husband is a true believer. Yes, based on what your daughter told me. I have no doubts that he does believe it. And the last events between you and us really took a toll on him, you know? Well, I mean, yeah, he did get shot. I don't think he will ever forgive the way you've ridiculed him in front of all the village. And now with this decision of justice. I ridiculed him because he had it coming. He came in all blustering and threatening and, he has been lording it over all the people in the village. He's had an easy time of it. So I don't believe in his power, but he believes in his power, and the villagers believe in his power, and he didn't handle it responsibly. So, no, I'm not going to feel bad that things have taken a turn for the worse for him, and that he's lost credibility or whatever, or they see him as a laughingstock. He kind of had it coming. Yeah. Yeah. It was bound to happen, sooner or later. After all, he only reaped what he sowed. He did. He really did. If he wanted to remain in power and have the villagers, he tried ruling through fear. And if he tempered that fear and guided it more towards a respect, he could have been a hard but fair person that they deferred to, But he didn't. He didn't try to do that at all. He was greedy, and he was arrogant, and yeah, that's why it worked out that way. You're right, Daphne, and believe me, I deplore it got down to this as much as you do. I might believe her. I could see I could see her feeling that way. All I want is for all of this to stop once and for all. We don't have anything to gain, you and I, by keeping this animosity alive. I'll agree with you. I mean, I basically have already won. So, yeah, I don't need to keep trying to grind them down into the dirt or whatever after this point. We can just move forward and leave one another alone. I know I can make my husband listen to reason, but for that I need you to make a step in my direction, Daphne. Do you understand? Kind of, but what step exactly are you expecting me to take here? What I offer is to unite our two families, to end this old quarrel once and for all. If you're trying to, set me up with your loser of a son, no. Unite our families? What do you mean by that? I know my son has a particular affection toward your person. Nope. I'm sorry. I don't want us to have this animosity. I'm fine if we said it in the past, but no, I'm not striking up anything with Stan. He's detestable. What I'm suggesting is a wedding of convenience. It is 2016. No, I am not agreeing to a wedding of convenience with your irresponsible, detestable son. No. I didn't put up with crap from Frank. Why would I put up with crap from Stan? No. A wedding of convenience? But we're not in the 19th century anymore. And no, it's not. It's not an important enough issue. We can just all be adults here, and we can ignore each other and leave each other alone. Sometimes it happens in the real world that people in a village don't necessarily like the other people, like one of their neighbors or whatever, right? But instead of trying to bury the hatchet with a marriage of convenience or something over the top like that, you just be grown-ups. And you just try to kind of avoid each other. There you go. It's not that hard. No, I'm not gonna marry him. Mm-mm. This is ridiculous. Oh, Clotilde, no. Listen, I can assure you Stanislas can be very charming. I don't actually care about that. He's kind of scummy underneath it all. You won't have to love him, nor, good gods, to be faithful to him. No, then why would I even do this? This sounds horrible. All I'm asking you is to keep up appearances with the people of the village. No, I don't gain anything from this. Your family does, and right now your family's eating a big old slice of humble pie, and I think that's probably pretty much overdue. No, why would I do this? What do I possibly gain from it? What, you're not going to keep gunning for me? I mean, like I said, I've pretty much already won at this point, so no. We'd give you our blessing, of course, and that would unite our two families while putting an end to our quarrel. No, we can just end the quarrel without me marrying your son. What do you say? No, it's out of the question. I'm fine with ending the animosity, but no, I'm not marrying Stan. I won't let your family have any say in my heart affairs. I mean, there's that, but mostly it's just a very personal objection to Stan. but I'm willing to work with you, Clotilde, if you can come up with an alternative. But this is nah. And to think this idea even crossed your mind, it is quite the thing to suggest to someone. The last time I talked to you, I was horribly rude to you. Now I've decided, well, perhaps I'll go ahead and offer my son in marriage to you. No, it's not happening. You really don't know me. I come to you with the best intentions in the world, and that's how you receive me? Do not get insulted that I'm not going to marry your son. Like, your request is utterly absurd, Clotilde. She's going to take offense at this. Whatever. She can be offended. Don't care. Be careful, Daphne. I can still make your life really miserable. Now the true colors are coming out. This wasn't ever anything about wanting to unite the families or whatever. No, she was trying to manipulate things to bring her family back on top. Nope. Go ahead. Try to make my life miserable. I can make your life miserable too. We stare at each other for a while. Stare her down, Daphne. I burst out laughing. Ooh, even better. Yes. Don't take her seriously. That'll infuriate her. Or take the wind out of her sails. Could you tell me what amuses you? You, grasping at straws, still trying to bluff your way through and try and use your sway. She's so used to the villagers just kowtowing to her family. She doesn't realize. We don't care about the superstitions. We're not doing it. I'm very serious. You will regret taking this lightly. Give me your worst. Really, Clotilde. Either you're in denial or you take me for an idiot. Yeah, I don't believe that you're going to curse me, so have at it. Excuse me? You have no hold over me. You just told me you don't believe in witchcraft, and even if you did, you're in a dead end anyway. Let's say your husband asks the entity that is supposedly at your family's service to do his dirty work again. To whom would you want to direct his vengeful arm? Me? I don't know the rules, but I guess that if he could have got rid of me with the help of this so-called entity, your husband would have already done so. Ooh, very good insight, Daphne. Of course, Eve might think of blackmailing me by threatening, I don't know, Mr. or Mrs. Bortine. If we consider the fire was his fault, we can't say he pulled it off splendidly. Mom has sounded safe. Yeah, and your daughter helped out with that, actually. Besides, and you know it, the local population is very superstitious, and I don't have any doubt that, if anything happened to one of my close relatives, they might come to some conclusions on their own, and they are totally on my side. So do you really want to risk provoking their ire? They're feeling all excited. They've got a priestess again. So, if I wanted to do some pretending with the whole magical thing, I could, and I don't. It would be very unethical, because we would essentially be the exact same as the Maltese. But if they really wanted to try some kind of war that way, I could embrace the whole good witch thing and try and... I bet a lot of them would rally behind me. That wouldn't be right, though. It wouldn't. It would be doing the same thing the Maltese are. I don't want to go that route. But it's something that she should consider, because she doesn't necessarily know that I'm kind of disgusted by that and wouldn't do it. So she should think, if she's going to be trying to continue to play on the villagers' superstitions, I mean, I could fight right back along the same lines, and I think I'd have more success at it than her. So it's something she should think about before she makes these threats, even though I won't actually do it. Without starting a popularity contest, I think we can both assume that causing an uprising is not really in your interest. Well, except if you want to deal with a riot or, I don't know, a strike at the sawmill. See what I mean? Oh, and of course, witchcraft doesn't change the equation. My reasoning on public opinion stays relevant in both cases. And yet, I don't see you calling a hired killer or playing with the brakes of my car to get rid of me. You would have done it already. All that to say, we don't have anything else to discuss. Yeah, you're just a bunch of hot air. It's all words, you're not going to follow through on anything, and I'm not buying it. So, there you go. You don't really have anything else to throw at me. I go back to my book while she remains there, motionless, consumed by a cold rage. Huh? After a while, I add, Goodbye, Clotilde. Yeah, go ahead. Sit and stew. She turns around and goes away, I follow her with my eyes until she disappears behind the trees. This is kind of effective, this look on her face. She's furious, and we have made an enemy for life. And, I don't know, potentially she could make things troubling for us, but I think we can handle it. I haven't seen Clotilde since this spring day. A couple of weeks later, the news of Yves's death began to circle around the village. Oh, wow. He would have hanged himself in his office at the city hall. Okay, I do feel kind of crap. I mean, he had it coming. He did reap what he sowed. But I didn't want him to die. Clotilde left the area without a trace, taking with her most of the assets the Maltaires had accumulated for generations. But what happened to Selene and her son? Little by little, people began to talk, and the shady deals Yves had made were revealed. Quickly, the Maltaire name was no longer a synonym of respect and fear on the lips of the villagers. It was a blight on their history, huh? Time passed. The days got longer. Little by little, the summer heat came to warm the old stones. In August, there were rumors about the financial stability of the sawmill and its eventual closing. Well, that's a bummer. A lot of people would lose jobs. Also, the bad thing about the fight with Yves is that I do like his idea of opening up the castle for people to tour through. I think that that's a worthwhile idea. But, I mean, it's kind of... I don't think it's going to happen now, which is sort of a bummer. It's a shame. There was a climate of anxiety in the village. After all, it was the first time for more than a century that the population couldn't look up to the Maltaires, neither to guide them nor as a scapegoat for all their trouble. In the end, even if the Maltaires were the architects of their own demise, it all left me a bitter taste in the mouth. As for me, I spent most of the summer break studying. Well, yeah, we've got a school to direct. When school started again, I came back, but this time as the interim director of the school. If someone had told me the turn my career would take only 1 year ago, I would never have believed it. I'm ever so grateful for the unbelievable series of events that brought me here, and I'm glad that she's found a career that she's happy in. The weird nightmares have been less and less frequent until they stopped entirely. Ah, the chance for magic has passed, eh? There's still some things I can't explain. The death of Mrs. Levesque, my mother's accident. Coincidence! The death was caused by her slipping on the ice. It happens. Your mother's accident. Chimney fire. These things happen. I try not to think about it. Is there any semblance of truth? Or was it all nothing but a manipulation of the Maltaires? I guess I'll never know for sure. Cling to science, Daphne. And it's probably better like this. I'd rather focus on my career. With the school, this large ship to govern, and the satisfaction year after year to form all these students, to transmit good values and prepare them for adult life. It's a bit like having a very large step family. Could things have turned out differently? Oh, I'm sure they could have. I wonder about it from time to time. What would have happened if I had chosen a partner to share my days? Well, I don't know that Stan would have been a very good partner, and I don't know, that last conversation with Frank. A partner could have been good, but I don't like either of those choices. My troubles? If I had believed in magic more, or on the contrary, doubted. Could I have doubted more? I could have. I gave a couple answers that were a little wishy-washy. If I had given to anger, to despair. Or perhaps to calm, to leniency. Would my life be different? Would I myself be different? Probably. Our experiences shape us, and the experiences would have been different if we'd handled them different ways. I don't know. I've gone with the flow. I've done all I could. I've swung above the ground for a long time, hanging on to the comfort of my certainties, of my doubts, and under the constant threat of the calling of the void. I've let my feet guide me, one after the other, along the edge. And overall, I'm pretty happy with the path that I ended up picking. Ooh, achievements here. A whole bunch of them. Oh, because we made friends with Selene in the end. Alright, let's go ahead and play the credits, because it's important. These are the people who worked hard on this game, and I quite enjoyed this. I really liked it. I know right along I was all disdainful of the magic, but I liked that the option was there, that we could have if we'd wanted to. And I do wonder what would happen if I had. I'm gonna have to go through and see what would happen if I did choose all of the really magic heavy, believing, superstitious choices. Maybe would have. I'm wondering, is it going to go far enough that there would actually be within the game world some truth to it, and something legitimately magical would happen, or would it remain these things that could be explained as just coincidence? In which case, we still can't be entirely sure that it's due to magic. It's just basically a choice of how you choose to interpret the events. Coincidence, or attribute it to something else. But I like that. She was very despairing at the beginning. We came through some hard times, but overall, things ended up pretty good. She found a career that she really enjoys. She's got this home for herself. She's made a place for herself in the village. Now that the Maltairs are gone, things are going to be a lot more comfortable. It's a place that can really be a home for her. She's getting along with her mom now. She definitely ended up in a way better place than where she started. And it was quite an interesting journey to get there. Alright, well, I'm going to go ahead and wind the episode down here. As always, please like and subscribe if you've enjoyed this. You can head on back to my channel. I've got a couple other visual novels up there and a whole bunch of other types of games as well. And keep an eye out. There'll be more games to come.